Yo, what's going down, everybody? Welcome back to the channel once again, and as always, man, highly appreciated. Check me out, man. It was mandatory I get on here. As always, I told you guys, as soon as I get the green light on certain baits that I can actually start showing you, I'm gonna get on here and put it in your guys' face ASAP, man. So check it out. You guys already know 6 Cents is always at it, and as always, they're back at it again with another drop, y'all. We got actually a few different drops, and some of y'all might have already heard of it, seen it, and even put your hands on some of these baits because they are starting to unroll and be available at some of your local tackle shops, y'all. So go keep your eyes open. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled out for these new baits I'm gonna show y'all. So with that being said, let's jump into this thing and let's get started, man. Let me see. We're gonna start off with this bad boy right here. This right here is called the Strobe Minnow 4.0, man. Check this bad boy out right here. Make sure I'm just focusing in on y'all. This bad boy is super dope. Most of these baits that I'm going to show you is a lot of these baits were designed with forward-facing sonar in mind, live scope, things of that nature. But for those of y'all that follow me know, I don't even own none of that equipment, so you don't necessarily have to throw these baits using those techniques, but I do utilize a bunch of these baits and catch a bunch of fish, y'all. That does not stop, not around here. Let's go ahead and crack one of these open. Actually, I got this one right here already open because this is the one I was fishing. But check that thing out, man. This thing is super dope. Look at that little tail right there, that little fork tail, and you got that little bulb right at the end of that tail. Check that out. That little bulb right there is going to catch water and help that tail kick back and forth. These things are gonna come in super dope colors too, man. This one is the live gizzard, so you know the realisticness of this thing is all the way there. Man, what you call the texture of this thing is super dope, man. Realistic. I mean, it's durable, but it got some nice little softness to it. And you can see I've already caught a few fish on this here bait right here, and pretty much what I've been doing, I've fished this bait 2 ways so far, and you can fish it a few different ways. I believe it's initially designed to put a jig head on there, but check this out, man. This is how I've been doing it right there, drop shot style all the way. Also, when I not fishing it drop shot style, I'm actually nose hooking it just like that, and I got my line tied on there just like that, pretty much like a fluke, and I'm throwing it out there, I'm letting it sink, and I'm just popping it. And this thing right here has a super dope little glide, man, to it. Super little darting little glide. It darts, but it glides due to that little belly right there. I don't know if you guys can see the way that belly shape. Got some nice little flat belly, so it catches water, and it gives it a nice action, y'all. But this is the Strobe Minnow 4.0 by 6 Cents. Like I said, these baits are already available at some of your guys' tackle shops. They'll be available on 6cents.com ASAP. And when you go check them out, when they hit the site, make sure to use code DUDES at checkout. I'm telling you, it's going to save you some money. 10% off your entire order, man. So look, that was bait number 1. Bait number 2, we're going to jump into this bait right here, man. Honestly, when I first got this bait in my hand, I was like, man, this thing looks crazy. Like, what do I do with this? I'm like, man, this thing looks like a trip. Look at that. You see that little bill on there? It's not hard either. It's a little plastic bill, so it does bend. Check that out. This right here is the Strobe Shaker 4.0. Pretty much the same thing as that one, the Strobe Minnow, but this is a Strobe Shaker, and it got that little bill. That little bill right there is going to catch water. You're going to throw it out, and you're going to reel it in. As you reel it in, that thing right there is going to be catching water, and it's going to be causing it to do this right here. That little side-to-side action is going to cause that tail to kick. Man, this thing is almost like, it's kind of like a scrounger and a chatterbait mix, and it just like, I don't know, it got some very subtle move, but man, this thing moves back and forth, and it calls them in. I get good bites on this thing right here, man. Like I said, I've just been throwing it out there, letting it sink a little bit, count down depending how deep it is, and then I'm just slow rolling it in. Slow, I'm not even popping it, because like I said, that little bill right there is going to cause this bait to move just like that, man. So this thing is super dope. Honestly, that's the only way I've fished it. But if you have already put your hands on this bait and you've already been fishing it, let me know how you've been doing it. Let me know what's been working for you. And then number 3, bait number 3, actually I have, this is the Fiction Shad for 3.4 Fiction Shad. Check that out right there, y'all. I'm gonna show you guys. Look at this bad boy right here. Man, another dope creation by the 6. Look at this thing, man. Super realistic. That little tail right there gives off crazy action. I mean, it's just kicking back and forth. Same thing as the other ones. Designed to put on a jig head, thrown out there, forward-facing sonar, and big ones come and get it. But as you know, I don't have forward-facing sonar, so what I've been doing with this little bad boy right here, excuse me, I've actually been pairing it up with my bladed jig, but I've been downsizing to the Mini Max. If y'all familiar with the Mini Max, if you know, you know. I've been throwing this bad boy on the back of it, and man, it's giving it a smaller, tighter profile, and they've been jacking it up, man. I promise. I've been catching some good ones on this thing right here, man. I'm gonna continue catching good ones, especially right now in this cold season that we're in right now. Man, I love fishing. I love power fishing. I rarely slow it down to like a Cinco or dragging something very slow unless I absolutely have to. But this right here gives me the ability to still power fish, but gives me that nice little tight action that I'm looking for, man. So if you guys like throwing bladed jigs, definitely check this out right here. This is the Fiction Shad 3.4 in the Ghost Pro Shiner. This strobe shaker was in the Olive Flash. That was this one right here. I forgot to tell you guys the color. That's the Olive Flash. Also, they got the smaller version right here, the Fiction Shad in the 2.2. I actually haven't even got to fish these right here. But these right here, if you really need that downsized BFS style fishing, or maybe even crappie fishing, I can see crappie tearing these up right here, y'all. Super dope. Same thing as this right here, just downsized version. Super, super dope, man. Let me see what else we got. Another thing we got, excuse me, let me get some drink. Oh, my bad. All right, another bait number 4. New bait by 6 cents. Like I said, these baits are already available at some of you guys' tackle shop. Keep an eye out. This is the Panorama 3.5 pre-rigged, man. This is the Ghost Pro Shiner. This thing is badass. I actually already took one out because I was actually out there today trying to hook up into something. I had no luck. I was not able to hook up into nothing, actually. I got skunked. I was only out there for about 20-30 minutes, but I was trying to make something shake. But check this out, man. Look at that. Look at this bait right here. This is the Panorama Swimbait 3.5. So if you guys are familiar with the channel or familiar with 6 cents baits, you know just a few months ago they dropped the Panorama, which is this bad boy right here. Check this out. This thing is super universal, but it's very, very flat. You guys can see it got no tail. They tweaked a few things out, a few modifications, and created this bad boy right here. A little bit more thicker than the original one, than the original Panorama. And then they threw that tail. Look at that tail right there. Dope. Look at that. Look at the little, look at that. Man, this thing is gonna kick. I was actually, I threw it out and I was working it back and forth. The action on this thing is crazy. Crazy, man. So this is the Panorama 3.5 swim bait. This is the pre-rigged. But they also got the Panorama, and they got all these in different sizes. This is the 2.9, but this is the Panorama swim bait, but you can rig it yourself. You guys already know what I'm gonna do with this bad boy. 2 things. I'm gonna throw it on the back of my bladed jig, and I'm gonna throw this thing as a swim jig trailer, man. Check that out. This thing is super dope. Look at that little tail. This one is a little bit smaller than the pre-rigged. They got these ones they got both of these baits. They got them all in the same size. The pre-rig, this pre-rig was a 3.5. This is a 2.9, but they come in a 3.5 as well. I want to say they come even smaller, and then they go bigger as well. But man, check this thing out, man. Let me know how you guys gonna rig this up. What you guys doing with this right here, man? How would you rig it? Because honestly, you could drop shot it. You could stab it through the nose. Where'd that hook go? You could do something like this. What did I do with that? Oh, here it goes. You could throw it on a drop shot. Nose hook this bad boy. You gotta want to make sure you get it right up the middle. Boom. Check that out. You can nose hook it just like that. Throw it out there. As this thing falls, that little tail's gonna get to kicking, man. Guaranteed it's gonna cause their attention. Once it's down there, you're just pulling it, working it real nice and easy, and that little tail right there is gonna do its job. But like I said, you could throw this on a jig head, on just a jig head, throw it out there, work it. Strollers, if people like strolling, you're into strolling, man, all these baits right here are definitely gonna be the ticket. But yeah, I'm gonna throw this on the back of a swim jig, and I'm gonna terrorize them. I'm gonna get out there and bust them in the head, man. So check that out. We got that, and then we got the juggle head forward facing sonar jig heads, man. Check that out. These are super dope. These just dropped live on the site. These right here are actually available on the site right now. I'll take one out. Take one out. And these jig heads, you can throw them on. You could really throw them on anything. You could throw it on this as well. But they're made to pair up with the juggle, which I got one up in here right now. We'll pair it up just so you guys can see. But I could actually throw it on that too, and definitely would be a killer option. See that? But they're made. Oh, they're made to pair up with this bad boy right here. Where we at? Oh no, right here. Hold on. Here we go. This is the juggle. Another sick ass bait from the 6. If you guys been following me, you guys already know I was crushing them with this, man, a few months, about a year ago when it came out. Probably about a year ago, I would say now. I was going to say a few months ago. But man, this thing is super badass right here. And you guys already know what I was doing with this too. I was throwing it on the back of my bladed jig. The bladed jig and my spinner bait, I was throwing this on there. But this jig head is meant to actually pair up with this bad boy, just like that. And then it got that little weight on the bottom. You see the way it comes out like that? See the way it comes under like that? That's meant to keep it right, to keep it balanced upright like that. As you work this thing, this tail right here is gonna be crazy, man. It gives out a crazy action. Let me go ahead and line this up real quick. Hopefully I can do it. Get it in line. Want to go right up the middle like a fullback. Boom, boom, boom. Probably could have got it straighter. That's one thing. You want to make sure you take your time and get it straight. Because the last thing you want to do is throw it out there and look like you got a little, like that little minnow got something wrong with it. But check that out. Man. Look at that. Look at that right there. Check that out. Look at that tail. That tail dancing around. Look at that jig head. Super realistic jig head. Get out there, fish this thing. Make sure to get you a pack of these juggle head jig heads, and I guarantee you, you're gonna have success, man. Let me see what else we got in store. What was it? The previous video, I was talking about this. I'll show you real quick again. But I also linked the video at the top right here so you guys could go check that out. But this is the Aussie 4.0. Another sick ass bait. Designed to throw on a ball head jig. Throw out there, work it. And as you work it, this thing is going to oscillate back and forth like this. That tail's going to get to moving. This when it rocks back and forth like this, it's called oscillating. That's why they call it the Aussie. So go check that video out. Guarantee you're gonna like it. I got 2 videos where I'm actually talking about it, and the second video I'm actually fishing it out there, busting them in the head, man. So man, I think that's about it. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. I got this. I got something. I got some over here. I can't show you what that is. I got some over here. I can't show you quite what that is yet. What we got? Oh, we got this, man. I'll tell you this. I got a handful or even more of some things I cannot show you guys. Stay tuned. I promise it is something you do not want to miss. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop a new video, and you can go check it out right away. And you could be up to date on some of the new stuff dropping from the 6, man. Also, make sure to go check out their apparel, man. They always got some super dope apparel, like what I'm wearing right here. We're in that cold season right now. So I got that, what's this called? The Fish Shield Pro hoodie. I believe that's what it's called. I'll leave everything in the description. Go check it out. But look, I got the built-in face mask. Man, this thing is super dope, super durable. You got these things right here. The pull strings, and then you got the you can pull them tight so you can lock yourself in real nice. Man, this thing is real durable. I'm out here in the garage right now. We're in Texas. It's cold. We're about we're sitting at about 50 degrees, 49, and man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm super warm right now. All right, y'all, so look, check it out. Before we close it out, I wanted to one more thing I want to share with you guys, and I've talked about it before, but that's this rod right here. Super dope rod. I just feel like I don't talk about it enough, but that's what I was fishing this Panorama 3.5 on, man. But that's a 6 cents response rod, 610 medium fast, man. This thing is super dope. This is my spinning set, my spinning combo setup. Man, check this out. Look at that hand grip right there. You go from the EVA hand grip, and then you go into this. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot what they're called, what they call this, man. But it's super dope, super durable. Between a rubber and a plastic, I mean, it's super grip. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Quality. You got them. I believe they're Fuji eye guides. Got that dope ass real seat handle right there. And then I got that paired up with the Kistler chromium spinning reel. Check that out. Super dope, man. Go check them out, man. 6cents.com. I'm going to go ahead and leave it with that. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, you guys know what it is. We'll see y'all on the water.